You're planning on buying a drone in 2019 and you have some doubts because you can't decide. Well, this is your lucky video. In this video, we're going to talk about the 9 products that should be on your list. DJI, Yuneec, Parrot and Autel. We're going to go through them, talk about the good, the bad and the no, just kidding, not the ugly, and nothing really else to say. Let's go inside. Hello guys and welcome again. This is Alex with Chibo on the camera and I have 2 bad news for you. The first one, if you're living in Europe, well, you're gonna be paying a little bit more than your fellow Americans because what costs $1,000, you're gonna pay 1,000 euros. And second, the price is very interesting of the drones, but you'll have to buy a combo for sure in order to, take the most out of your drones and your flying experiences. We've sorted this 9 product list by price, so starting with the cheapest, in this case the DJI Spark. A mini drone with a 2-axis gimbal shooting pics at 12 megapixel and the video in Full HD, a flight time of up to 16 minutes, a speed of 50 km/h and a range up to 2 kilometers. Well, what is the good in this drone? As you can see, it's probably the smallest that we're going to talk about here, so its portability, it's going to be the most important. It's very, very easy to use. Anyone can use it right out of the box. And of course it's very solid. We have crashed this many times and it survived pretty much everything. What is the bad in our experience? Well, it doesn't have 4K. You're limited because it's via Wi-Fi, so the range is 2 kilometers. You can't really change the video frame rate, and when shooting video it's fixed to 30 FPS. And of course it has a fixed aperture, which many drones have, but you won't be able to change the f-aperture in this case. The second one today is the Yuneec Mantis. Priced at $499 US, this drone has a 3.06-inch sensor with 12 megapixels, a 3-axis stabilized gimbal but electronically, and 33 minutes flight time. What's the good about this drone? Well, first of all, the flight time, 33 minutes, is the highest of this list. The capability of shooting in 4K, and of course, and very important, its cheap price. What's the bad about this drone? Well, first of all, there is no real axis stabilization, it is electronically, which means that in 4K there is no stabilization at all, so you can pretty much almost forget filming in 4K. And of course that it does have a sport mode, which is good, but forget also to film in sport mode because as soon as the drone flies fast down, the camera will be shooting down. The third one is a very special one and a very singular one. It's the Parrot Anafi. With a price of $699 US, it has a 2.4-inch sensor capable of shooting 4K and 21 megapixel, and the sensor is developed by Sony. It has a wide-angle lens, 3-axis image stabilization and a 2.8 lossless zoom. What's the good about this drone? Well, its price, it's pretty cheap and you get the latest technology. And as I said, it is very rare. It is very rare. Some unique features, and overall it is a pretty solid drone. The bad, when we tested it, it had a little bit of a strange connectivity. You had some problems and issues there, and overall the interface and the different flying modes were not that easy to understand. Our number 4 in this list is the DJI Mavic Air. Its official price right now is at $799 US. It is a 3-axis gimbal and 4K camera with a 3-direction environment sensing and 21-minute flight time. Well, what is the good about this drone? As you could see in our crash videos, it is very solid and resistant. Probably the value for the price is the best in this list, and honestly, if we had to buy right now a new drone, we probably would go for the Mavic Air. And the image quality is pretty decent and you can also do some slow-mo. The bad is that it is very light, and if some weather conditions are not good, you may suffer a little bit, the drone may suffer a little bit. The 5th on our list is the Autel Evo, and I have to say right away that it's the only drone that we have not been testing, either Chibo or me, so we can't really tell you the real user experience. You can buy right now the Autel Evo officially for $999 and you'll get a 4K 60 capable drone on a 3-axis gimbal and capable of shooting also up to 100 megabits in H.265 with a flight time of 30 minutes and a range of 7 kilometers. And the good about this drone, people say, is that you get top quality for less than $1,000. Plus it comes also with a controller that includes a 3.3-inch OLED screen. And what is the bad about this drone? Well, it doesn't have yet that promised 1-inch sensor, which people tend to, expect nowadays. And I have a question that I'm in Europe, if something breaks or the warranty or I need something, where do I ship it? Back to the US? Who's gonna pay for the shipping? How long is it gonna take? Because for DJI, for example, I ship it here to Holland and it usually goes very fast. Number 6 is the Mavic 2 Zoom, which you can buy right now for $1,249. It has a 2x optical zoom with a 2.3-inch sensor, and it is capable of doing 48 megapixel super resolution photos and hyperlapses. Well, this is also one of our favorite drones, and the good things about this drone is, same as it happens on the Anafi, that the zoom capabilities open you up a big new world of possibilities when shooting nice cinematic footage with your drone. And also it includes the latest technology in the market, for example, a 360 environment sensing system. But what's the bad? Because every single drone has something bad. Well, first of all, it does not shoot in 4K 60. Second, it has a fixed aperture. And finally, it does not have a 1-inch sensor. And for a drone more than $1,000, you can also expect that. The next one on our list is the Mavic 2 Pro, which you can buy officially now for $1,499. It has a camera developed by Hasselblad with a 1-inch sensor, adjustable aperture, 10-bit D-Log-M and 10-bit HDR video. Well, the good thing, of course, the best thing overall is the gimbal here with its camera and its sensor. It gives you better dynamic range, better low light performance, and same as on the zoom, you have the latest technology inside this drone with exactly also the 360 environment sensing system. The bad thing is that even though it's a 1-inch sensor, we're missing now really here the 4K 60. We've been talking a lot about why this happened on our previous videos, but fact is, it's not included. Maybe it will in the future, I don't know. And of course, as we've seen in many videos and we have talked about it and it was raging some people, we believe and we see that the sensor is not fully optimized. And that's why some users report that it has a little bit less quality, image quality, than a Phantom 4 Pro 2.0, for example. Let's now talk about the Phantom 4 Pro 2.0 that we have right here, and its price, it's exactly the same as the Mavic 2 Pro, $1,499. This drone comes now with a 1-inch 20 megapixel sensor, capable of shooting in 4K 60, 30-minute flight time, 7-kilometer control range, 5-direction obstacle sensing. What is the good about this drone? We're talking here about probably the best consumer drone out there. For the price, you're getting the best image quality, the best flying performance, a really good flight time, and also, of course, when you're flying it, I feel absolutely confident that I have the best drone in the market. You feel it because you're secure, you feel safe, you don't think you're gonna, crash it, and overall, it's the best one. The bad, of course, in 2019 is it's too big. It's just too big, too heavy, and for traveling or transporting it, there are some better options out there like the Mavic 2 Pro, which are smaller and, are better for transporting overall. And of course the controller still is too big, even though I like it, but the controller is, for nowadays, really big and heavy, and the same problem as the drone, it is complicated to transport. And finally, we were not really sure whether to include this drone in this list, but it is an option for you. It's the Inspire 2. Just the drone, you'll find it, only the drone, without the camera, for $2,999. The drone has a control range of 7 kilometers, a flight time from 23 up to 27 minutes, a top speed of 94 km/h, and you have a live view of 1080p. But what's this drone without a camera? Now, the thing is that if you go to the official DJI website, the first combo goes higher than $10,000. It is actually priced at $10,100, and you get the Zenmuse X5S. With the X5S, you'll get an upgraded M4 third sensor capable of shooting in 5.2K raw video and 20.8 megapixel photos. For all that purpose, you'll need to purchase the SSD cards, and you can also buy the X7 camera, which we also tested in this channel, and shoot up to 6K video raw file in Cinema DNG with a sensor Super 35mm. The good thing, of course, it's the best drone out there as a consumer that you can buy. It'll give you cinema shots, it will give you the highest quality that is being used now in series like Game of Thrones or big Hollywood movies. And of course, what's the bad one? Well, that the case is like this, and that transporting is like hell, it is heavy, and of course the price also, it is super expensive. Summing up, just don't buy a drone at all. It is too expensive, you'll lose patience, and anyway, it's gonna be forbidden everywhere sometime soon. Just kidding, come on, we're a drone channel, how are we gonna say that? Each drone fits a category depending on its price, and we can safely say that the more you pay, the better improvements when talking about technology you get. So we decided to come up with 3 categories. Let's say the low budget drones, which include the DJI Spark and the Yuneec Mantis. The mid category, which will include the Mavic Air, the Parrot and Anafi, the Autel Evo and the Mavic 2 Zoom. And finally, the more expensive category, which will be the Mavic 2 Pro, Phantom 4 Pro 2.0, plus the Inspire 2, which would be in a category by its own. Well guys, I really hope that you liked this video. Thanks for watching. I hope that this video is useful for you as a drone buying guide for this year, and if you have any doubts, just let us know in the comments, we'll be answering. You know, you can't decide whether to go for one or for another. We'll help you, and some other users will help you too. We have had experience here with all the drones but the Autel Evo, so overall we can safely say that we know a little bit what we're talking about. Nothing really else to say. Always remember to keep calm and talk UAV.